Now, this fight is not a one-time thing. It's a constant thing. Doing the will of God is like a cross. Choosing the second half of 1 John 2:17 is like a cross. You and me should carry this cross and follow Jesus. You have your own cross and I have mine. We should follow him and allow him lead us to the fulfillment of God's will. For Jesus, his cross was God's will for his life. For you, your cross is God's will for your life. For me, my cross is God's will for my life. Have you heard the saying, what is a hill you are willing to die on? It means, what is that thing that is non-negotiable for you? What is that thing that you don't joke with, that you cannot compromise on, that is of utmost importance to you? So God is saying, let the will of God be a hill you are willing to die on. Matthew 16:14. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Mark 8:34 reiterates this. It says the same thing. Now Luke, interestingly, says the same thing but adds a particular detail. Luke said, take up his cross daily. Take up his cross daily. So taking up our cross and following Jesus is a daily task. Allowing Jesus to lead us to the accomplishment of God's purpose for our lives is a daily task. So every day, we must bring our mind, our will, our desires into subjection to God's will for our lives. Taking up means carrying. So taking up your cross means carrying in your mind, being aware in your mind of what God's will for you is, being conscious of it in your mind, keeping it as a priority in your mind, and letting God guide you. Let him take up his cross daily and follow me. Let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Now, let him deny himself means let him surrender his will to the will of God. The very act of going through something horrible, painful, sorrowful, or very frustrating and still hanging in there does something in you. It triggers a chemical reaction in you. It turns on the switch for a solidification process to begin. It is synonymous to gluing your feet to the ground so that you will not waver. It deepens your reliance on God. It makes your reliance on God stronger. At the point of surrender, gravitation, denial of oneself, choosing the second half of 1 John 2:17, you have surrendered your will to his, but you are not yet perfect. You need to follow through with it. You need to finish the process. If Jesus had changed his mind midway, if he had carried the cross but stopped and denounced God and was not crucified, then that means he did not finish the faith. That means he did not let perseverance, termed here as patience, have her perfect work. It's like a piece of gold, which is put in the furnace but jumps out of it, refusing to follow through with the refining process. Like the man that was told to sell all that he has and give to the poor, because God had seen that covetousness has a strong hold on his heart. But he declined and walked away. Post suffering, a person will be established. Post suffering, a person's conviction and reliance on God will be stronger. Persecution creates perseverance and steadfastness in us. So after this process of steadfastness being created in us, we will be perfect. Like when all the dross has been skimmed out of the hot liquid gold. 1 Peter 5:10. But the God of all grace, who has called us unto his eternal glory by Christ Jesus, after that you have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you. James 5:8. Be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. James 5:10. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. What happened to Job? He got more than everything he had in the beginning of the hardship he went through. Now, patience is a key characteristic that Jesus is looking for in his final assessment of us. When he looks at you in the end, he notices whether you have patience, which is perseverance, endurance, or not. Now, Jesus assessed 7 churches: the church in Ephesus, the church in Smyrna, The church in Pergamos, the church in Thyatira, the church in Philadelphia, and the church in Laodicea, the church in Ephesus. Revelations 2 2 to 3. I know thy works, and thy labor, and thy patience, and how thou cannot bear them which are evil. And thou hast tried them which say they are apostles, and are not, and hast found them liars, and hast borne, and hast patience. And for my name's sake has labored, and has not fainted. Now, the church in Pergamos, Revelations 2:13. I know thy works, and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is. And thou holdest fast my name, like you're holding my name tightly, and has not denied my faith, loyalty. Even in those days wherein Antipas was my faithful martyr, who was slain among you, where Satan dwelleth. The church in Thyatira, Revelations 2:19, 25, and 26. I know thy works, and thy charity, that's thy love, and service, and faith, and thy patience, and thy works, and the last to be more than the first. 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast, hold it well. Don't let anybody collect it from your hand. Hold fast till I come. 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, like you are keeping it, you're not just doing it and you just abandon it, and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. The church in Philadelphia, Revelations 3:8, 10, and 11. I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word. Has kept my word, and has not denied my name. Loyalty. Kept my word. Consistency. Persistence. 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. 11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. So he noticed patience. Romans 5:3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience. Tribulation creates patience. Patience is one of the things that prove you are a minister of God. 2 Corinthians 6:4. But in all things, approving ourselves as the ministers of God, in much patience, in afflictions, in necessities, in distresses. Hebrews 12:1-3. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight, whatever is pulling us down, and the sin which doth so easily beset us. And let us run with patience, perseverance, endurance, the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. 3. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. You know, most times when he was teaching, the Pharisees were always coming to negate him, to catch him in his statements, to make it seem like he didn't know what he was saying, or he was wrong, or he was misleading the people, to antagonize him when he was preaching. James 1:3-4. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, that it creates patience. But let patience have a perfect work. Let her do the work she's supposed to do in you, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. So allow her to do the work she's supposed to do in you, so that when the process is completed, there will be no area where there's a but. It's like saying, oh, this person is so and so, you're praising the person, and you now say, but. Oh, this person is so nice, this person is so this, so that, but. So allow patience to do the work she's supposed to do in you, so that there will be no but.